Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, Blaine Edwards, and today we are joined by Adriano, founder of GameChanger, a Cardano wallet which aims to provide the ultimate crypto wallet experience on the web. So, Adriano, cheers for coming on the show.
Thanks, Blaine. Thanks a lot for this amazing opportunity.
It's awesome to chat to you. So, obviously, we're going to be talking about your wallet. And for the listeners out that are just listening to this on the podcast, we're going to be going through a bit of a demo as well, with Adriano kind of stepping through using the actual wallet. So there may be a bit tricky, or like the best experience is probably to watch this on YouTube so that you can actually see the slideshow presentation as well. But if you're just listening to this, you'll be able to connect the dots. So whatever suits you best. But before we dive into all of that, can we do a little bit of an introduction? So who you are and how you got involved with this beautiful world of crypto.
Cool. My name is Adriano Fiorenza. I'm from Argentina. I'm a full stack developer, an entrepreneur. I've been working this last 5 years on a startup that has like a fiat wallet. My entire life since 2014 that I met blockchain, Bitcoin mostly. I daydreamed about building something on blockchain, and I was never with enough time, with the right time and place to do it. So this time I just got the opportunity a couple of months ago, and of course, now I know Cardano, and I'm a believer of Cardano. So it was an obvious choice to start building something on Cardano.
Yeah.
And
that's what you're doing. You're building something on Cardano, and that thing is GameChanger, the GameChanger wallet. So maybe do a bit of intro and overview of what GameChanger wallet is.
Okay. Very, very quick. To understand what it is, I'm going to do a very quick explanation of how I end up doing GameChanger.
Yep.
So I was about to do something related to NFTs, but non-artistic NFTs, more like utility NFTs. And of course, because Cardano it's growing and it's on its early stages, I faced a lot of obstacles, right? With documentation, with maybe slow responses, and it's totally fine, as I always say. Otherwise, I wouldn't be building on Cardano if I wouldn't like this. Mm-hmm. So the technology totally worth it, but it was not the right time because of Alonso. Everything was very, very crazy. So I got a bit stuck with my product. And I understood that maybe there was a gap to fill, right? To help people to reach Cardano in a better way, not better way exactly, in an easier way and in a faster way. So I built this wallet. You know, wallets are like the doors to the blockchain. And GameChanger, what is GameChanger? So it is a wallet that is highly gamified and humanized, if you want to say, and allows to use the Cardano blockchain in a very simple but also powerful way, because GameChanger allows you to do a lot of stuff that you can do on Cardano, but most wallets don't. Features that other wallets are not using right now, right? And for builders and developers and entrepreneurs as well, you don't have to know a lot of coding regarding GameChanger. You also have this point of view there on the building side, on the dApp connector side of the wallet. GameChanger has a dApp connector that is super easy to use. And that's the idea, to reach Cardano super fast and and in an easy way.
Yeah. Okay. So an emphasis on providing a very easy and user-friendly experience when they're using the wallet. Okay. So maybe we can dive into the demo where we can step through the wallet, what it looks like, and some of the features that it provides. So when you're ready to share a screen,
okay,
we can dive into that.
Are you watching?
Yep.
Cool. So this is the landing page.
Yep.
Of the wallet. You can click here to go to the mainnet wallet. And if you're a developer or you want to try it without, I don't know, spending money at all, you can use the testnet wallet. It's going to be our case today. Well, if you click here, you're going to end up, if you create a wallet, with the mnemonic and the stuff that you always have to do on the blockchain, you will end up here. This is a wallet I have for demonstration purposes. I have some NFTs here, and as well as testnet data to try this out. As I said, it's a highly gamified wallet experience where you can count on your balance expressed as tangible objects, like these colored cards that represent everything you have on your balance. And you actually, this philosophy of the wallet, it's extended to the entire wallet. You can move stuff around. You can send transactions, mint NFTs, for example, with the same visual interface based on these colored cards. For example, a quick demonstration.
Yep.
Can be, for example, this interface. Well, we can use this address, for example. And the important thing here is to understand that you don't have a balance anymore. You have an inventory of items, like if you were on a video game, right? That's the key difference between this user interface and others. So we have this address selected to send assets to. And for example, we are going to send 5 ADA here. And we also can send I don't know, free NFTs of this kind. Maybe one of this kind. And imagine we want to send to another person at the same time with the same transactions to lower the fees. You can just do it because Cardano supports this. So why not use this feature? So for example, we can change the address.
Yep.
And we can start doing the same, like sending, for example, free ADA to the other address. And I don't know, maybe for us on ADA NFT. and this is the idea of GameChanger, right? To use this technology with a very strong visual interface.
Yeah. So the visual part, so when we're talking earlier about trying to make it a very easy user experience, one way of doing that is by making everything very visual, so that when you're interacting with it, you can visually see, if I do this, if I click this button, if I send this asset, you can see it in a visual form. And by doing that, it makes it kind of easier, because we are visual creatures a lot of the time. It just makes more sense if we can see it. Is that kind of
cool?
Yeah,
exactly. That kind of experience. I know the name sounds a bit pretentious, but the idea is to ask ourselves what kind of language, a visual, for example, language, we should be having to use Cardano, because Cardano is such a powerful blockchain. And we are inheriting a decade-old interface trends coming from Bitcoin, from Ethereum, and this is not enough for Cardano. We can do much better. So the idea of this wallet is to like push this forward, right? And to allow people to really use Cardano. So very quick, if we click on send, for example, let's do something that is important. I don't want to send data at all. Sorry. I don't want to send data at all, for example, for this output, for this address, right? Something that there is a technical thing here on Cardano that you have to cover. You always have to send a minimal ADA amount. But let's do this with this wallet. Let's check what happens. You have the always on GameChanger, you as the user are going to have like a final stage for reviewing your transactions. So there is nothing automatically sent, so you can always check before you spend. So here we have the fees. Here we have the total ADA that we are going to spend on these transactions. And check this out.
It's updated
this wallet
there.
Exactly. This wallet auto-calculates stuff for you. So you don't have to worry about red messages telling you, no, you need a bit more of ADA, you are lacking the fee, whatever. This is very like simple to use and humanized.
Okay, I get what you mean.
So this is it. I can click here to send it, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like 3 steps.
Yeah.
And you're done.
Interesting. That's like for people watching, especially if you haven't used a try to send, like if you haven't used like a Cardano wallet, which probably everyone probably has that listen to this, but imagine that you haven't used a Cardano wallet before and you try and send like a native token somewhere else, and like it is actually does simplify that process if they don't even have to consider that when they're sending something. If they're like, I want to send this NFT to my mom, I want to send this NFT to my sister, and then you just click send, and then you go to some final kind of checkout page, and then they add whatever ADA that you need to send as a minimum to make that transaction successful. Yeah, that makes total sense in terms of simplifying that process. So yeah, I like it. That's cool. So that's the smart send. So on here you've got smart send. So is that the smart part of smart send?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, that's smart part.
Yeah,
sure. Well, super quick.
Yeah.
We have an NFT creator here on the wallet. You have to understand that everything you are going to be minting here, it's going to be minted with your own private keys. It's like this is the right way to own NFTs, right? To prove that you are the right owner, it's you have the control of the keys that are like minting, or that are the issuers of the NFTs. So some very quick key features to keep in mind. With this interface, you can mint more than one NFT at the same time on the same transaction. You can mint whatever, you can like tokenize whatever you want, not just images, videos, songs, PDFs, TXT files, whatever you are going to drag and drop in here on this interface, it's going to work. For example, very quick, if I have this image on the same browser and I drag and drop it here, for example, this just works. This interface is responsive. The whole wallet is responsive, and so it works also on mobile. It's very handy on mobile as well. You can browse here, for example, this and this. And for people that is willing to mint several NFTs, if you click here, you have a form to fill for the metadata of the NFT, the name, the description, the author. But if you don't want to fill it one by one, you can just use this button here that creates a collection. And you just have to, for example, you can click here I'm lazy, fill this for me. So ta-da, and this autofills with like variables. I know this sounds a bit like technical, but believe me, it's not that hard. And if I change here to, I don't know, something like NFTs, something like that,
Yep.
we are creating a collection, right? For example, author's name. So, for example, you can put here like 100 each to mint. We then click on distribute to IPFS. We click upload and continue. And this uploads to IPFS and to our web as well, right?
And our web. Nice.
Exactly. And when it's available, it calculates the hash of the file also and embeds
Plain
it
NFTs. I love it.
So the same interface. So for example, by default, you are going to be minting for yourself. But if you want to make a drop, you can just do it. So for example, let's send one of this one, and one of this one, and we can, for example, click here to grab our own address again.
Yeah.
And add it again here, and send all the rest, for example, to ourselves. Sorry. And the same philosophy behind the UI, so you have the same stuff. And click, and we have the review stage. Here it goes. This is what comes back to us. This is the change part of the transaction. That's that way you are looking at other NFTs that we previously had on the wallet. And this is the fee. We charge a fee. We need to make this wallet sustainable. We can talk about that later. It's very important stuff. We click on send, and that's it. And if we wait some minutes, we are going to watch them here. We have the transaction view. Something important to keep in mind with this wallet is that you can audit everything else also visually. So if you click a transaction, you're going to watch every part of the transaction visually. Handy. So this also helps you understand Cardano and how it works. You know, this weird thing called UTXO model or extended UTXO model. So, well, this is mainly what the wallet does. And because people love NFTs, so I made this interface that you can slide. This is very cool for mobile, where you can slide and watch your, for example, your tokens and NFTs, and you can slide this and show your balance to someone.
On the NFT part, so a big part of your wallet is visualizing everything. So every asset, every token on there, there's a visual component to it. With the NFTs, is that visual component going to be, if that NFT has an image associated with it, will that visual component on the wallet be what that NFT looks like, or will it be a separate visual? Do you know what I mean? So let's say you send an unsig NFT, unsigned algorithm NFT. When that is shown in your wallet, will that asset, will that NFT look like an unsigned algorithm?
Okay, good question. It depends if the NFT is following like this zip, like standard that has been adopted widely by the Cardano community. If the NFT respect follows that standard, it's going to be okay. That standard mainly talks about an image that you have to use to show. You have to like embed like an image on this. But embed is not the right word, but you have to reference an image file on this NFT metadata for this to work. Of course, in the future, if NFT projects want to have support here on this wallet, I can like work it out a bit and support some other projects. But of course, the first stuff to cover was the standard, right?
Yeah.
So it depends. There are very crazy NFT projects out there, so that's true, and it's cool. But if they are out of the standard, it's going to be by default. It's not going to be enjoyable. You're not going to watch it out of the box.
Yeah, gotcha.
But it's not impossible to add support for them.
Okay, awesome.
So here we have the minted NFTs, for example.
Yeah, perfect. So far we've gone through the smarts end. We've gone through the NFT creator, and you also touched on the asset showcase section of the wallet too. I see you have the dApp cart and the playground on there as well. Do you want to step through those two, maybe starting with the dApp cart first?
Okay, but it's like a chicken and egg issue here. We have to start on playground first.
Okay, start with playground first.
To make it better. Okay. Well, I'm going to clean this previous connector. Let's start here. Okay. So things to keep in mind. This is a web wallet. Web wallets, they are not so easily connectable, or you cannot connect them easily with dApps, right? Okay. It's not that it's impossible, but it's not what has been popular these last years. For example, with the well-known MetaMask experience, where you have to install something on your browser, this wallet, to inject code into your web page, into the web page you are visiting, to make things work, right? This is the way, the most popular way to use, dApps, decentralized applications. This is a web wallet. Please remind me to explain why it's a web wallet later. That I want to talk about that.
I'll note it down.
To make it quick, we have to solve the same kind of features here in another way, because this is a web page, right? We cannot inject code from one page to another. It would be a terrible security issue.
Yeah.
But it's a very powerful thing if you think about it, because this way, this wallet and another decentralized application, another, for example, web page, cannot, or they have a huge barrier to interfere with each other and to, for example, being hacked. I'm not saying that this wallet is the most secure in the world, but this thing that sounds like why you're doing a web wallet and why you're using a web wallet, this web wallet with the decentralized application. If you think it on the other way around, we have like a natural security layer, right? That is that web pages between them, they cannot interfere that much. So you don't have to trust the dApp, the decentralized application, and the decentralized application don't have to trust on GameChanger wallet. If the user in between allows the communication, it's going to be okay. If not, they are not going to be in touch. So the thing that happens with the MetaMask experience is that we are decentralizing the world, but at the end of the road, we are taking a leap of faith and we are saying, Okay, but at the end of the world, the road, sorry, let's blindly trust on the browser plugin, on MetaMask, for example, to inject us code, and that's okay. That's the present. That's what has been happening until now. I guess we can explore other ways. And as Cardano, it's like renewing a lot of stuff and make us think about a lot of stuff. Here on GameChanger, we want to explore this other way to solve stuff. So the idea is to really decentralize in this way. You don't have to trust the wallet, and you don't have to trust the decentralized application. If you as a user allows the communication, it's going to be okay. If not, it's not. Okay, there are no code injections, and the data can be. There is a data layer to communicate between the two parts, and data can be analyzed, can be filtered, right? But code, no. When you have been injected with code, it's like a virus, if you want to look at that way, right? So of course this is an MVP. Okay, I have to be like sincere with all of you. This is an MVP. We are just starting, right? But we are committed to explore this idea and to fight this war of making web wallets maybe more secure and usable on the daily basis, because you don't have to install nothing to use GameChanger. And that's very good for massive adoption and for undeveloped countries. I'm going to talk about that later. So very, very quick. There is a lot to talk about. Sorry, late. So very, very quick. What is Playground? Playground is the way to go to integrate the wallet with the world, with other decentralized applications. What is Playground? It is a code editor, but it's not code. Actually, it's something called JSON. JSON is like a data format. It's basically a small text that you can, if you want to say code, to accomplish, to make web connections. What this means? This means that with this tiny text we are watching here, for example, we are creating, for example, a payment request, right? For example, if you want to charge someone with 2 ADA, and this is your address where you're going to receive all those payments, you just have to use this small code. And if this can be like categorized as code, because this is not code, this is a text file. And if we want really to reach a lot of people with Cardano, we have to, I guess, start thinking this way. With this kind of stuff, you can do a lot of powerful stuff, but in a much, much, much faster time and a much simpler manner. This is the idea behind this part of GameChanger, and what's actually motivating me to do, because I was lacking this kind of stuff when I started building on Cardano. So this is for builders, this is for entrepreneurs, this is for developers, for junior developers. You don't have to be like a senior developer to use this wallet. It's very, very simple. And the most important thing to keep in mind is that this generates links. The way to connect with the wallet is with a simple URL. Okay? And this is huge, because on this URL, that's going to be a bit lengthy, it goes like encoded or compressed this code that I've just shown. And what this means is that with this, for example, if you click here, with this simple URL that you can paste here, you can paste on the browser, you can pass it through WhatsApp, you can make a tweet with it, okay? You're just connecting with the wallet. And this is powerful, because this allows us to use this wallet everywhere.
Interesting.
This is like a MetaMask experience in this part where you have this like connection request where you have to pick what pill you want to take, the red one or in this case the green one. If you click here on this button, on this red button, you're going to reject the connection request. And if you click here, this is something new also. You're going to add this connection request to what you asked about the tap card.
Yeah.
If we click here, that's it. In this case, we go back, nothing happens because we just create a new tab for this link. But please check this out. If we go to the tap card, we have the connection awaiting for us for reviewing. Okay, and for executing a link. No more strange stuff. Stop installing stuff. Just let's, as we like to say, let's try to turn Cardano into the blockchain of the web with this kind of technology. Of course, we are on the first stages of this, but this has a huge future. Imagine with this technology, imagine adding smart contract support. That is why we're asking funds on Catalyst to keep building, because we are going to explore the possibility to add smart contracts here. It's going to be huge and very accessible for people. And that's what matters, because at the end, if you spend one day without building on Cardano, we are losing one day.
Yeah.
We can build a lot of stuff with this. And I really hope people could use this wallet, because if I would have this wallet when I start building, I would definitely use it. That's why I build it this way.
Yeah.
Going back to why a DApp card, because a security feature that is happening, that is better to for a security thing, a reason to use this kind of interaction, but also because imagine, for example, we have I'm going to explain how I came to this small code here, this small website here. But imagine this is an e-commerce site, and this is just, imagine that this is just a product, right? You want to buy. Imagine doing this. This is, I don't know, a t-shirt, whatever you want to be buying. Okay, let's add it to the cart, and we return to the site. And hey, here is another product that we want to buy. Okay, let's click here. Okay, let's return to the site. And maybe we can change the website. We can go another place, and we want to mint a token, mint an NFT. We click here and we say, okay, let's add it to the cart. Finally, we can go to the tab cart and slide this interface and review everything that we ask, and we add to the tab cart. And this even simplifies the developer's side of the story, because maybe you don't even have to create a cart for this kind of interaction with Cardano. And it's super simple. You can reject stuff, and you can preview stuff, whatever. And well, there are a lot of more stuff to talk about, but mainly the last important thing is that you have here within the wallet, the playground feature, you have built-in demos, demonstrations, examples of how to use this, what we call a GameChanger script. So if you want to send, for example, not ADA, but a token, you have an example here. If you want to make a split for sending to your entire family, for example, funds, you can follow this kind of syntax. And here you can use metadata as simpler as, I don't know, super simple.
Yeah.
Look at this. You can use the famous like root key of the metadata structure on the transaction, and you can put here whatever you want. And with this means that you can mint NFTs with this interface as well. So for example, this creates this NFT. You can, of course, preview what you're asking, you're coding. If you check the transaction review on the minting part, you have this NFT. You can do a drop with this exact code. You are actually doing a drop. You're saying you're sending to this address 5 units of this new NFT, and because GameChanger automatically do a lot of stuff, the rest of the 10 minted tokens are going to come back to your wallet. 5, I'm sorry. So we are minting 10, 5 goes to our wallet as change, and 5 goes to the drop you are doing by putting this address here. It's very lengthy to explain, but you have everything here ready to go, ready to use.
Yeah. That's so fascinating. I love how the approach that you're taking is different to, let's say, a MetaMask type approach. So you mentioned before that this is a web wallet, and you asked me to remind you what that is. So what is a web wallet?
Well, I am from Argentina, from an undeveloped country. I swear that I suffered something that a lot of undeveloped countries suffer, for example, with mobile technology. Everything that is dollar cost, it's super expensive for us, and even sometimes we are penalized by importing or buying, or even have savings on dollars. So it's terrible. So we don't have fancy phones most of the time. We have like low-end devices available on our country. Of course, we have a bit of all, but most of the people don't have like super smartphones on their pockets. They have low-end smartphones, and low-end smartphones don't have much storage space. For example, it's one of the reasons. So you may wonder, what are you talking about? Okay, imagine that a lot of people would actually have the requirement, the dependency on having a good smartphone to install wallets as applications on their phones. So we are talking about Africa, and I hope we start talking about Latin America as well, for example. It's hard for us. It's not that easy. So the only technology that is always available for us first, prior to installing something, it's web technology. Even maybe one of the oldest smartphones out there has a browser, right? So if we start thinking and building actually for undeveloped countries, we are also covering developed countries as well. But we have to open the doors for them, for those countries. And there are other reasons as well, because sometimes mostly if you have a Windows PC, you may not have a very safe environment to install executables, right? Because if you have Trojans and stuff, if you're going to execute programs, you maybe are going to have issues there. Another reason to trust to a website and to use a website. Of course, if the browser is compromised, I'm not blind, you are going to have issues as well. But I think that we must explore and bring support for people around the world to avoid installing stuff to use the blockchain, just to use it. And a web page or web technology is the way to go. I strongly believe that. I know the security implications, I know it's not maybe the safest wallet out there, so please, I am the builder, the creator of this. Don't put your life savings here, but use Cardano on the web. Stop avoiding yourself to explore this huge new world and start using the web with Cardano. This is the idea behind this. Yeah. And this is why I ask you to remind me about this, because it's very important. The idea is to help people to reach Cardano without installing much stuff, to make them life easier for them.
Okay, so the word that comes to mind when I think of what you're just talking about is access. So with a web wallet, you don't need to download an app, you don't need an extension, you don't need to do any of that. The only thing that you need is a browser.
Exactly.
And so you have the new phones have that, the old phones have that. And if you have access to the browser, you can use this sort of wallet and then leverage Cardano that way. So it's access. It makes it more accessible to people that may not have a smartphone, or they may not have even the know-how. Like, you're minimizing the barriers in order to leverage this technology. And I mean,
yes,
obviously, in the ideal world, you'd have a mixture of these different wallets that are dApps or a web-based wallet. But I think the point is there are a large number of people that would really benefit from having a web-based wallet, because it reduces the things required in order to interact with it. And if there are a lot of people that can benefit from it, then we should pursue this more. And that's what you're doing, which I like.
Exactly.
Cool. And also, because this is a slightly different avenue to, say, a MetaMask or something like that, you're going to be approached with different, unique kind of challenges. And then through doing that, you'll learn a whole bunch of things as well. And as a collective, if this wallet goes down this path and you go down this path, as a collective, we're just going to learn a lot more about this whole thing as a whole. So I like where you're coming from, and there seems to be a big need for this. And I'm all about kind of access and empowering people around the world, because this is a technology that I believe will change the world. But there are little details and there's little things that we need to consider. And one of these is having a wallet where all you need is a browser.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it seems and that's something you're passionate about, obviously, because this is something that you can see firsthand, that this is something that we need.
Sure. That's the thing. I strongly believe that we need this kind of bridges to reach places that we are willing to reach with Cardano. Cardano has this cool flag of sustainability and democratizing access and decentralizing stuff. And I guess we can, as the builders of Cardano, we can help Cardano to reach that place with all what we got, right? With all what we have. And I think that this point of view, to make wallets more human, more gamified, more easy to use, more intuitive, and to accompany this with web technology to make it more accessible, it's going to help. So we have to fight this war, to make this technology even better, to improve it, to make it safer. This wallet has already some security measures taken, some taken from Leroy, for example, and stuff like that. This data layer that I strongly believe it's helping a lot with security as well. And there is a long road ahead to make this better, but I believe this has to be also a thing to think about on Cardano.
Yeah.
If we want Cardano to be what we are all wishing it to be.
Yeah. Well, these goals that you're setting out for and the problems that you're trying to solve, that aligns with the values that the Cardano community is all about, access and empowering people around the world. So it's an idea that I know the community, well, I can't speak for the community, but I know a lot of the people that I know within the community this definitely aligns with their values and their ideals and their ambitions as a user of Cardano and someone that's very passionate about this blockchain. So you mentioned a long road ahead, and there's a lot of work that you need to do. There's a lot of innovating that's going to happen. But fortunately on Cardano, we have things like Project Catalyst where people can submit ideas and share the ideas with the community. And then people can vote on ideas and get funding potentially. Do you want to talk about your proposals that you're submitting for the NETS Project Catalyst Fund?
Sure. GameChanger is a very small team. Mostly myself as the developer. So I faced a lot of obstacles when I tried to launch this. The main one was infrastructure issues. I deploy this with my own savings. So I faced like a huge obstacle regarding infrastructure costs. We at the backend, at the server side of this wallet, we are using open source code. It's the official Cardano GraphQL API, what we are using. The thing here is that to deploy this kind of server in my country is super expensive. So I'm totally thankful to Dandelion APIs. The guys behind that project are helping a lot of people like me with GameChanger, for example, to make the first steps on Cardano when building on Cardano. And I'm totally thankful for them, for Roberto mainly. And the thing is that we need to make this sustainable because actually currently it's a service, a free access service, but it has to be sustainable. So part of the funds that I'm asking on Catalyst are for helping him with the project and at the same time helping GameChanger to be sustainable and work. And the other part, of course, is for keep building, because there is a lot of stuff to do and it's very time consuming. I really didn't sleep some nights to be able to reach this place, this moment. So that's why I'm asking funds on Catalyst, and there is a lot of stuff coming on GameChanger, like smart contracts, an app like Hub or Discovery Hub or Marketplace, to have like the universe of apps within your own wallet to be accessible, and you can even make your first steps on Cardano through the wallet without leaving much from it. Ideally for onboarding people, because sometimes you get lost with all the stuff that you can access, that you can explore, and internationalization, because I really hope this wallet could get translated to other languages. So the beginning of the internationalization efforts are being asked with Catalyst. So this one part, and the other proposal is for helping or onboarding new builders from different countries, from different languages into Cardano. I know that the main language you have access, the documentation and feedback you can get is on English right now on Cardano, and this is a barrier that I strongly believe we have to break. So the other proposal is to help to create like a program for incentivizing people to teach about Cardano out there in their own languages. Okay, and of course using GameChanger as a tool for making this easier for the newcomers and to helping them to start building on Cardano in a very easy and fast way. And there is a partnership coming with a crowdfunding project, and with Gimba Labs and a lot of people, these few weeks has been very crazy. A lot of stuff has been happening. Even I had the beautiful chance of presenting GameChanger in the after town hall Catalyst meetings, meeting rooms. Thanks, guys, for that amazing opportunity. It has been very crazy. Also, I presented first on Gimba Labs. There has been like a family to me.
Yeah, I love that. I love family. That's one cool thing about Cardano is like I feel like these people that I'm meeting, I'm just like adding another member to my family. It's pretty cool. And all these projects that you're talking about, I'll add the links to them as well in the description, and also the Project Catalyst links, the idea scale links. I'll add those as well so people can check out those proposals and vote for them when the voting eventually starts up. The one about onboarding more developers into the space that don't speak English is obviously really important because this world isn't just of people that speak English. And this is like Cardano for me is going to be the operating system of the world. And if the world consists of multiple languages, we need builders. We need to pretty much empower all the builders out there in the world. So that a proposal like that proposal is very much needed, in my opinion. So people check that out, learn about it. And so obviously that's one way that people can support what you're doing. Have you got any social media accounts? Or how else can people kind of reach out to you or connect with GameChanger and learn more about what you're doing?
Okay, so mainly I'm using Twitter. You have the Twitter account. It's GameChanger. Okay, that's the handle. And there are some emails also, and the landing page. You can not actually right now, but it's going to come a contact form eventually. But yeah, that are the medias I'm using
where people can connect with you. Yeah. So again, links in the description. Really enjoyed the chat so far. I'd love to one day maybe do another call and we could really dive into like one of the features. So whether it be the NFT creator or the playground, and really dive into stepping through a use case for that from like kind of start to finish. Maybe we can do that in the future because I think that would be quite useful, really going into detail around how people can use it. But this podcast has been good because we've got an overview, and then in the future we can dive deep into it. But before we get to the closing question, are there any other little points that you wanted to talk about before we get to that? question?
Yes, some small thing that I was forgetting to talk about. When I previously showed you this ugly HTML, this ugly web page,
Yeah.
you must know that this has been automatically generated by the wallet. And if you allow me, I'm going to super quick explain this because it's important for builders and entrepreneurs as well. On Playground, remember I showed you can click here on generate link and you're going to create this URL dApp connector. If you click here, you're going to be using this static link, a built link to use it, right? But if you go down below here on this part, the wallet auto-generates for you a simple HTML website to just you can just copy this and drop it on a web server, and you're going to be watching something like this, and you can start working on your integration with vanilla JavaScript and HTML, the most simple technology out there for web development. And very quick, this is the code. For example, you can watch the code here. And we have here, for example, this part of the code is exactly the same part that you edit on the Playground, right? And the rest part is like a boilerplate that you can follow to use it. It mainly use this node module that is not from GameChanger. It's open source. It's out there to use, and that's it. And this is all the complexity you are going to be facing when integrating this wallet. There are a couple of people willing to integrate the wallet, but remember, I'm here if you want. If someone wants to use it, you can count on me. I can help, and it's going to be awesome. Who is going to integrate the wallet first? I don't want to be mean, but if there is a Latin American guy or girl doing it, it's going to be awesome for me.
Yeah. All right, there you go. There's the invitation. So reach out.
Yep.
And start working together. Awesome. Okay, so final question. And like I said before, we'll get you on again, and we can dive deep into more of the features and really get into how you can do it. Because I'm also interested as well, and it seems like there's some parts where someone that isn't super experienced in coding or whatever might be able to figure it out. So that's kind of exciting as well for noobs like me. So for the final question, what excites you the most about the future of Cardano?
Okay. What excites me the most at the beginning was to understand that it has a huge effort on being sustainable. So I'm not that old, but I watched projects appearing on the blockchain space and dying, and I've learned from Bitcoin and Ethereum that they are not sustainable, not much sustainable. And when I heard about Cardano, it was like, okay, this is the way to go. And what I really hope, and I hope to see on Cardano is this future where the idea behind this sustainability can keep growing in time and became like a huge operating system for financial and social use for the world, fulfilling this wish of being sustainable. It would be great to watch it like in 10 years or more, and to know that we were experiencing the beginning of this, and Cardano is accomplishing this to keep being sustainable and to exist very strongly in the future. It's a very simple thing. I'm not talking about flying cars or stuff like that, but because I've watched a lot of projects die on the space, I'm really interested in watching these to last a lot.